Hey guys, so in today's video I'll be doing press on nails. I already have everything that I need right here. Well, I hope I have everything that I need right here, but I'm going to be using these coffin tips from Shein. I've already sized them out, as you've already seen. I like these tips. In fact, I've used these on my left hand. If you haven't watched the video where I did these, I will leave it up with the cards right here. You can just go watch it. But yeah, I did the lazy girl method with these tips and I fell in love with these. So I am going to be doing bandana nails and I'm going to be using this orange that I hardly use. I'm just going to mix it up and then get straight to doing the nails. Okay, so now that I have mixed the color, I am going to be working on this nail. In fact, I am going to use this old primer that doesn't really prime well on your natural nails, and I'm going to use it to etch the nails. I don't think this is necessary, but because I want to do it, I will do it. Like I said, I don't think this is necessary. So I can already see what it's doing to the nail tip like that. And then I'm going to go on with this base coat onto the nail. Maybe I should move all of this. I feel like there's just too much going on here. So I'm going to use this base coat like I said. And then I'm going to fully cure that. Okay, I'm gonna do a full coverage of this color on this nail on top of the cured base gel. It is a bit streaky. I'm not sure if it's because of the choice of the brush that I used. I'm gonna go on with 2 coats on this. And then with this nail, I'm just gonna go halfway with the orange, not all the way, but just halfway. And I'm not really strict about the line being straight because I am going to cover the line with bling, and I'm gonna do 2 coats of that. Okay, cool. So now that I have my base color cured, I'm just gonna have this white and black on my mixing palette so that I have easy access to it when I do this bandana design, nail design. And then I'm gonna start working on the nail. I start with the black and hope for the best. I'm actually doing these nails because I feel like doing nails, but I just did my own nails, so I don't want to remove any of my nails. Nails soothe me, so I just thought let me do press on nails instead. And while that other nail cures, I am gonna go in with this black and work on this nail. I don't know, I just feel like nail art is not the easiest thing to do. I have a lot of gel polishes that I could use for nail art, but something about nail art that isn't my thing. Like if I could just encapsulate a nail set and do well, then I'd really stick to it, honestly. But my encapsulations aren't always the best. I feel like my clear acrylic is also just, I don't know, my clear acrylic application is not the best. I get cloudy applications. It's just so discouraging. So I'm still figuring out my nail style, okay? Even after so many years, it's not something I feel like I know as yet. But I hope to get to a point where anyone sees my nail art, they can tell that it is me, it is my work. The way you can definitely tell a Zule nail set from far. I just wish I could also do that for myself with my nail sets. Anyway, the reason I felt like I needed to do nails, even though I have a set of nails on, is because I'm just, I was going through something, emotions, I need something to cheer me up. Nails have always been that one outlet for me. Healthy outlet, I must say. Because I could be doing drugs, I could be doing something else. And that's exactly what I keep telling my mom when she used to scold me for spending a lot of money on nail products. And I used to tell her, I'm like, it could be worse. I could be spending it on drugs. So just be grateful that I'm not on drugs or anything destructive. And there's something about moms that they'll shout at you for how you spend your own money. And I know she's just trying to look out for me, but it's crazy. Crazy business. I wonder what kind of a mom I am gonna be one day. Honestly, I never really thought of myself as a parent, but I think my current partner is making me feel ready, like I could be a mom. I've had partners in the past, but they never really changed my mind about not wanting to be a mother. But now my current partner is such a stable man, makes me want to give him kids, start a family with him, do this for us, not just for him. Anyway, I think I'm oversharing. Let me shut up and let me do this nail set. Thing is, I don't want to add music, so I feel like I just need to keep talking because I've had an incident where the old music that used to be non-copyright, I've had incidents where they changed to being copyright and then now they disturb my old videos. So I'm just like, really? Did you just lure us in to use your music so that in the future you can change your copyright settings and make sure that we're all screwed for using your music? So yeah, that's why I've been avoiding using music lately. If I don't have to, then I won't, and I prefer not to. But now I'm like, there's so much art in this, and I don't know if I'm talking enough. You know what? This is art. It's not perfect, but I'll go with it, honestly. Okay, I don't know why I didn't think about wiping the nails before doing the art, because on the other two nails, the art was bleeding, but on these ones, after wiping the nails, the art did not bleed, so it looks a little better, at least. So I'm just gonna apply bling onto these half nails, and then I'm gonna use the bling to just cover up the imperfect lines. And while the other nail cures, as you can see, this is matte. I did wipe off the tacky layer from the gel polish itself. So for this one, I'm just gonna put on the rhinestones as arranged here. You know, I'm not really good with bling placement, so of course I had to look for bling placement inspos before doing this. This doesn't look like it's in the center, so this is the center of the nail. It's the best I can do is at least search up a decent bling placement, because one thing about me, I am not yet where I need to be with my bling placement creativity. I feel like with a lot of things, honestly, when it comes to nails, I'm just a bit scared that I'm not putting the bling in the center of the nail, because the nail isn't centered also to the stand. I'm hoping this is center enough. All right, now I have all the nails laid out right here in the order that I want to put them on. I'm just going to file my nails. I do have acrylic on my nails right there. I didn't file my nails all the way, but I'm just gonna roughen up my nails because I do want to apply these with acrylic. Excuse the noise outside. I did close all my windows, all my doors. Someone is playing music so loud and I just don't have control over that. So if you can hear the music, please excuse me. All right, so I'm just gonna put on the nails. Okay, before I even do that, I will just wipe off my nails with sanitizer or alcohol, whatever you have you can use, but I'm using sanitizer right here, wiping off all the dust that I had on my nails because of the filing. And then I'm gonna use this primer to prime all my nails. I'm just gonna start with my, let me do my pinky. I'm gonna, I don't even think it's a problem, right? I think let me just prime as I go because I could be touching stuff. And I'm gonna use the clear acrylic to adhere my nails, not all of them, but the full cover tips, only because I don't want any of the acrylic to show underneath, and if it does, I don't want it to be a problem. So for the full cover tips, I'm gonna use clear to adhere the nail, but then like I said, I am using the lazy girl method. So I'm just gonna first prep the nail, and be careful because I am using monomer and it could, I don't know if it could, but I'm presuming it could damage the gel underneath. So I'm just gonna apply acrylic just to strengthen the nail. I did apply top coat to all the nails so they're shiny, just to protect the gel layer, but I am going to apply top coat again when I am done applying the nails onto my natural nails. So this acrylic is just a layer to give the nails some strength, since it's also cold, and when it's cold, these long press-ons are brittle and I don't want any of them breaking on me before I am ready to remove them. So I thought the lazy girl method will do. Okay, and then I'm gonna put on a bead that I'll use to adhere the nail with, and then just on the nail that has primer on, I'm just gonna hold on like that. I'm not good at this, okay? I'm trying. Usually the ones that pop off like this are the ones that will pop off first while I have the nail on during the week, I've noticed. But I'm just gonna hold it on there in place until the nail cures. And while it does that, I'm just gonna fix the underside so that we don't have that huge lump over there, and that we don't have acrylic under our natural nail. Although I don't have any length to my natural nail, I just don't like that feeling of having product under your natural nail. I just feel like the lighting is a bit off, maybe it's because I'm doing my nails in the morning. But anyway, I'm going to be using this BG15. It's a nude color to put on the rest of my nails. I already put on the full cover tips with the clear acrylic. So to put on, let me start with my ring finger and just use the monomer to prep the nail like that. I feel like these ones are going to be easier because then I don't really have to put these to the cuticle area, and I can also add more acrylic to my cuticle area on top of the nail because these I can ombre. But the clear ones, I literally had to put all the nails by the cuticle area, and sometimes they just give off very press-on vibes and I don't like how that looks, but we'll go with it for now. We live, we learn. I'm starting to feel like these lazy girl methods will go well for nails that are ombres, in which adding acrylic on top of the nail won't be a problem, you know, and won't look like the nail is grown out either. So that's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try and make sure that I put enough on the nail so that it doesn't look like I've got clear patches on either side of the nail. Trying to cover both sides of the nail without having the nail dry on me because I still need to put this on my actual nail. This is probably a lot, but rather a lot than not enough, right? I think these are good for when you're in a hurry and you don't have nails done, which I am in a hurry right now because I'm putting these on like a week or so after filming for these, and I have somewhere to go today and I don't have my nails done, so I just think this is a good alternative in that regard. And then while I hold that nail on there, let me just do this. Maybe let me push it up. I think this is what makes these ones easier because I can push the nail up and then I can add acrylic on top of the nail because it's the ombre. The other ones, not so easy, my darling, not so easy. So like I said, I am actually in a hurry. Well, not anymore because I already have these. I can just put them on. But if I had to do my nails from scratch right now, I don't think I would complete both my hands. I would be able to do one hand before it was time for me to leave the house. So I'm glad that I have these press-ons, lazy press-ons that I can use instead. Just came in handy. Right, so now that I have the nails on, the nude colors, the nude base, I don't really like much, so I'm just gonna use that, some of the nude, and add more on top. And that's exactly what I had meant when I said I think the ones that I'm using nude with are a bit easier to do because I can go on top of the nail and do that and blend the color in and blend also the cuticle areas in compared to the clear ones, because then the clear ones have color on top and I can't just add or fill that in. So it's, as much as this is a little easy, I think the fact that it has bling already is also making it a little difficult, but it's okay, we'll wipe that off. I'm just trying to close off the gaps that you see there. But we've already learned our lesson. Do not put bling before putting the nail on, because then right now I am struggling to blend this without touching the bling. I don't want the bling to lose its shine. Okay, so that's a little bit lumpy, so I'm just gonna end up filing that. So let me just add more the side just to hide the patchy looking areas, the clear areas. And then I'm gonna do the same thing on my index finger because we have this like a similar design there. So while the acrylic dries on top of my nail, I am going to put these on. If you've been watching me for long, then you probably know where these come from. These are also Bandana nails and similar design, but these were intended to be put on by glue. That was before I started with the lazy girl press on method. So I'm gonna link the video up in the card if you'd like to see me do these, but I thought let me use acrylic to put these on, and because all the nails are painted to the cuticle areas, I will use clear acrylic to put these on because I can't blend these into my nails, and they also have bling, so we've already discovered how difficult it is to put on nails with bling, but we'll make it work. So I'm just gonna put these on onto my hand. I had already put these on before, but I put them on and popped them off, and they've been sitting for so long, so I thought let me just use them now because like I said, I do have somewhere to go and I need my nails done. So I think these press-ons come in handy. It's just now it's a bit cold, so I do know that the nail is going to be brittle and it'll break, so that's why I'm using the acrylic to put the nail on, just to give it a bit more strength. Okay, so now I have both the nails on. For some reason I feel like my left hand was easier to apply. Those older press-ons were easier to apply. I don't know if it's because I started to get used to the application process, but they're a bit easier. And then these ones on the other hand, I feel like I might have not done a good job, especially with these ones with the nude on top, as I was just trying to cover the clear patches on top that I could see from the top of the nail. So I'm going to try my best to just remove the excess acrylic on top of the nail, and then I'm going to top coat these nails once again, and then I'm done. I really don't know how I feel about these. I don't know if this is easier or not, but right now it doesn't feel like this is an easy option. And oh my gosh, I'm fighting the bling. And I should learn never to put the bling before applying the nails, unless it's a full coverage nail. Then I can use like clear acrylic without having to worry about ombreing the nail up. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I filed as much as I could. There's still some lumps here and there. I'm just gonna wipe off the dust of the nails before I actually put on top coat, and I think I'm just gonna wipe all the nails, even the ones that were not filed, and then I am just going to apply top coat to the nails. I do feel like I did file off some of the bling, but I hope that isn't too bad to a point where I don't like how the nails look. But for now, for where I'm going, this will work. This has to work. I have no other choice but to make sure it works. So I'm just gonna top coat every nail once again with shiny top coat, because I want these to be shiny. I'm also gonna top coat the underside of the nail because it has acrylic. I'm not sure if it's necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway. You know what, I don't think it's necessary, so I'm not gonna do it, unless if it was like glitter. If I had like glitter under the nails, then I think I would do that, but I don't think it's necessary because I'm not gonna see that side of the nail. And there we have the final look of the nails. I'm just gonna apply cuticle oil onto the nails. I actually like it. I did not like the application of the index finger and my ring finger because you could see the clear patches of the nude color. I'm so sorry, I feel like this mat is just holding on to everything. You could see the clear patches of this nude under the nail, and I still feel like you can still see it, but I did try my best to cover it on top, and it didn't go well because I already had bling on my nails, and also filing those was a bit too hard because I feel like the acrylic was touching the bling, and while I was filing, I also feel like I was filing the bling, and I did not want my nails to look like I've had them for weeks already, just as soon as I'm done with them. And I also realized that putting on the press-on nails using the clear acrylic for the full coverage nails is actually a much better method to go with, even though the nails do look press-on-y, but it's okay. It's okay. It's a learning curve. We live, we learn, and I hope I get better at this because I do see the potential of the press-on laser girl nails going far. I'm gonna use this lint-free wipe just to wipe off the bling. I just want the bling to shine. Don't want any cuticle oil on the nails themselves, and also the wax pencil that I use to put on the nails. Just anything that's on the nails that shouldn't be, or on the bling that shouldn't be on the bling. That will stop the potential of the bling from blinging, shining bright like a diamond. And there we have the nails. The cuticle areas are looking a little press-on-y, but it's not too bad. And the nails that I thought would not look press-on-y, they don't look too good for me because I feel like you can also see where the tip starts, even though I did try to cover that, but I ended up even filing into that, and you can still see the clear patches on the nails. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll live, we'll learn. What do you guys think about these? I like them. I really do. I might not have liked the process of putting these two nails on my nails, but I like them in general. If you have watched this far, please leave an umbrella emoji in the comment section to let me know that you've watched this far. I appreciate you for watching, and also please subscribe so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos in the future. Thank you once again for watching, and hopefully you stay tuned for my next video. Bye.